Bad morning, everybody. Bad Saturday morning. This is Keith at 50th Street Studio. It is 10 a.m. Saturday, March 13, which means it is indeed time for another Bad Saturday morning. And we're going to watch some bad cartoons today. Leprechaun themed. Good morning, there I am. I'm playing the music from Journey to the Far Side of the Sun again because I like it so much. But I allowed my co-host Mike to curate this week's cartoons, and as usual, he has picked some real garbage. And it's gonna be rough to sit through. I haven't seen it. I take that back. I have seen some of these, but he wanted to do the Leprechaun theme thing, so that's what we're doing. Ivory says, good morning. She says, my granddaughter is watching with me, visiting from Oregon. Well, hello, Ivory's granddaughter. Carissa's here. She says, morning. It's a bad morning, Carissa. It's always a bad morning. Before we get started, I do want to remind everyone that 50th Street Studio is a nonprofit. There's our 50th Street logo up there. And Ivory says, oops, bad morning. Yeah, these are the expenses that we raise money for every week. We have a goal of raising $100 every Saturday. You can donate at the PayPal address on screen below me here, or there is a clickable donation link in the Twitch chat. For those of you who are watching on Twitch. Please donate what you can. That's how we are able to keep to continue doing this. Let me introduce my co-host. There's Mike.
Here I am.
Yeah, there he is.
Back again.
Back again.
One more time. We're in the green also.
Oh, that's
so
right.
You got the green on too?
I do?
Yeah. That looks kind of green. Is that
no,
green?
it isn't. This is gray.
Oh, it's got a green hue to it, or your color correction's off.
Oh, that sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. I'm green with envy that you're not wearing green. Hey, everybody. Bad morning.
Yeah, say hello to Mike, everybody. I know some of us, including me, we just saw Mike last night. We were watching that ridiculous movie.
The movie without end.
World Without
Walking
End.
Without end. Resting without end.
Yeah.
Just didn't end.
Yeah.
Then it just ended. It's just like
yeah.
Okay, we're going to rebuild society.
Mm-hmm.
This little community is all of mankind, and now there are kids running around.
Right.
Oh,
the dumb little movie. Mixing.
We had peace and quiet for 500 years,
mm-hmm.
and now the kids are out running around again.
Yeah, mixing human kids with mutant cavemen kids.
Mutates.
A bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Carol is here. Carol came in. Let's get right to it. Let's catch up with our stories. Let's go into the TV room and see what Charged Man Ken is doing.
Does that mean he's kosher? Is that what that K means?
There was a K. I didn't notice.
He has a K on his shirt.
Oh, on his shirt.
So it's not as Ken. He's kosher.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's the most important question. He's committing horrible violence every week, but is he kosher? That's
right.
that's the important thing.
And I'm sure that Ken uses that he had a knife defense too. Petroleum got a knife.
Right.
Nothing I can do.
Yeah. Mike is referencing a conversation we had that you all were not privy to. Okay, save Karen from the top of the tower. Oh boy, his sister's gonna get kidnapped again.
Okay, what is she doing up there?
Did she sleepwalk up there?
Right.
Okay, everybody just stand there.
Put these discolored Looks nothing like what they have.
Oh,
to use,
is what is that floating crane?
it's a helicopter, I think. Yeah. Yeah, look out.
Wait, who are these guys? A couple
know.
of wrestlers happen to be walking by.
Like Geralians?
Oh no! Ouch! Yeah, they were Geralians, all right. Yeah, Shenlong is here. Hi, Shenlong.
Hey.
He's trying to get him. Oh, the construction workers are gonna get him. I don't want to die looking like a human. Oh, I don't want that either, come to think of it.
No. He looks like a garbage pail kid that grew up.
Yeah. He's a human with skin problems. Amusement park. Just a generic amusement park.
Quotes. Yeah, quotes.
May I have your admission, please?
I admit nothing. He's like, I like Nickelback.
A man believed to be a Geralian has entered the park. Oh my god.
Okay, lady, come on. Whoa, you can do that?
Okay, he has some acne, and they say he looks like a monster.
Yeah.
No pushing, no pushing.
You know, they did the same thing when Joe Pesci showed up, so, you know.
Yeah.
What's that thing behind her?
Oh. Well, now
hello.
there's something else behind her. Okay, he doesn't look human anymore.
Kick.
That's how you deal with that, with, what's his name,
Yeah.
Barakan. That's how to deal with it.
That's so cathartic to see that.
Hey, here, I'll stop them for a second. And I'm really mad now. Oh boy, Karen's been taken hostage again. Okay, he's doing the King Kong thing.
Just augering in here.
That is a weird
It's
shape.
not that funny.
Yeah. He does
So
have
Karen's gonna get killed.
He does have a K on his shirt. I don't think I ever paid attention. Charging kosher. Zero sound effects.
Yep.
Just music. Ah! What was that? What happened?
The hell? I don't know.
Oh, so he falls off the tower at the end? Is that? Yeah, I guess so.
Whoa.
Well,
All Geralians never die; they just fade away.
He died with a human face. That's just what he didn't want.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, so the Geralian mothership just flies away? No, they're gonna fight. That's a sound effect I haven't heard before.
yeah.
Take that.
One shot. Ray shields next time, boys.
Yeah.
All the hellfire. Wah, wah.
Comedy music again. Wait, does that roller coaster train have a driver? Has a robot driver?
Yeah.
Oh, stupid robot that reprogrammed to be stupid and humiliated all the time.
And get bruised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. I've had enough of the silly end theme.
It's mocking us. Haha, you watched me. We did.
That was really anticlimactic.
Hercules, hero of song and story, Hercules, winner of ancient glory, fighting for the right, fighting with his might, with the strength of 10.
Ivory, thank you for the $10.
Hercules.
Oh yeah,
Thank you so much. Always glad to see you, Ivory. Thank you for your support and thank you for being here every week.
1962, huh?
Virtue in his heart, fire in every part of the mighty Hercules.
Let's see what boring adventure Hercules is on this week.
Deep gloom blankets the Lernean Valley as crops wither and die, and the farmers face a terrible famine.
It's a rather grim opening.
But help is on
Don't
the way
like
from Mount
Daedalus.
Olympus, where King Zeus
Yeah.
has dispatched the
Like
mighty
Daedalus standing there.
Hercules.
Yay, here comes
carrying
Hercules.
a precious gift.
Jumping down from the sky with...
Gift.
That's me. That's
Looking
me.
up his skirt.
What you got there, Herc? What you got there?
Take a look, Newton.
Whoa!
Da-da-da,
Weeds.
da-da-da. Oh, is
That's terrific.
apple tree?
Terrific. What are those things? What are those things?
What are those things?
Olympian
They're
seeds, Newton. Their trees will bear
Oh.
enough fruit to
Oh, look
feed the
who's-
entire valley.
Yeah.
I'm giving them to the farmers.
Giving them to the farmers.
That's a lot of fruit.
Dido, I would be selling them.
A
Yeah.
lot of fruit. They're all going to be
I know just
regular,
how to get
you know, but
Come along, Dido.
some protein there.
Okay, so Daedalus's villainy this week is capitalism.
Just a few snips will suffice.
down the bridges.
Dido.
Oh,
Look, Herc, look.
Pull these seeds, Newton.
bad idea,
I'll need
Hercules.
both hands for this job.
Yep. Oh boy.
First,
Okay, they're already dead. Never mind. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. I really like the idea of Hercules jumping down out of the sky with gifts,
Attaboy, Herc. Attaboy.
like an ancient Greek Santa Claus,
Yeah.
like a muscle-bound.
that should hold it until
Santa
I
Claus.
can repair
Hey,
it
Claudius.
That'll teach Daedalus. That'll teach Daedalus.
Put a lid on it.
So, I'll take those seeds now.
Oh,
Come back with
Actually
those
defending
seeds.
himself.
yeah.
Wow.
I won't. I won't. I'll hide him. I'll hide him.
I know a way to make you bring
Hide him in the
to
ground.
Look at that weird drawing of Daedalus there with the buck teeth.
Where are you, Newton?
Listen to this imitation.
Yeah, no one will see that.
This way, Herc. This way.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
look at
it
that
caught
thing.
Herc. I thought he was gonna catch.
Your weight makes the branch bend lower.
I thought that was for
And lower.
for Newton, but he caught
You are
Herc.
immersed
Yeah.
in the well of Weirus.
And then what, Daedalus?
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
really?
what, Daedalus?
Hercules, I will show you.
And then what? Okay, what is this nonsense?
Great Zeus!
Oh, wow.
The same thing will happen to you,
Oh,
Hercules.
it'll
if I
disintegrate
don't
him?
get those seeds.
So he got rid of a perfectly fine loaf of bread.
Suffering, Psyche. Should I tell him where they are, Herc? Tell him where they are.
No, Newton. Never.
But there's no other way. No other way.
That's right, you smart little centaur. There is
Oh, he
no
said something
other
nice
way.
about him.
Yeah, he
I
did.
gotta tell him, Herc. I gotta tell him.
Don't, Newton. You mustn't.
There isn't much time, Newton. He's
You must pay
almost
the
in
rent. I
water.
can't pay the rent.
Right, yeah.
I
I'll
know.
tell you. I'll tell you. I hid them behind.
Door number 2?
Okay, typical Hercules. He does.
That was actually...
He lifts himself by his own
I
by his own string, literally.
I didn't tell him.
I knew you wouldn't, Newton. Now you can take those seeds to the farmers while I
Do you
take
think
care of
Daedalus is like
Daedalus.
Starkers under that? He's got 2 bites. Maybe he's like really casual.
Our family's
Oh, there's an
ended,
epilogue
thanks
this time.
to you, Newton.
Yeah,
Well, I had a little help.
a little help.
Oh wow,
Hey,
he's
that's
actually
a
yay!
All right. Good ending. Finally.
He's dragging him behind Pegasus.
Okay, that was worth it. That
Yeah.
was worth it.
Yay!
Victory is here. Raise a mighty
It took
cheer
30
at the
episodes
side of
for us to see that.
Like I'm getting my ride on.
This is the 30th episode of Hercules we've seen, by the way. It's amazing,
First
isn't
one
it?
we cheered, I
Yep.
think.
In the deep there's adventure and danger. That's
It
when
may be
you'll
this
find
one.
Albert
This is
and
Mike's
Robert and me.
favorite
the
show.
sights that he sees are
Oh,
surprising
the
and
verdict.
stranger than ever
Oh.
you'll see on the land.
Judge Judy.
The Baron shows his evil smile as we await the outcome of the trial. Now, Horace the judge must make his decree. Should the Baron be jailed, or should he go
Horace,
free?
the hillbilly fish judge.
You think the great Baron Barracuda can be provoked by this nonsense? I shall remember all of this, and all of you. Revenge will
Now you
be
can't let him go now.
Baron,
Yeah.
you have done many evil things.
He's obviously
But
doing
your
a Bela
greatest crime
Lugosi
was
voice, but it
frightening
sounds kind of like
helpless little
Yul Brynner, too.
Well, he
Yeah.
will not frighten her anymore. Now, if we only had the Baron's henchfish trigger.
Hinchfish.
We'll get him in time. Right now, let's take care of the Baron.
It's
Has
just like
Horace
it's
reached the
frustrating when I was a
verdict?
kid
He
when
is now.
everybody on
That's
Sesame
what the
Street
verdict
didn't
be.
know that Stuffy was real.
Right.
I was like, come on, he was just walked off screen.
Yeah.
reached the verdict.
Yes?
Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Commercial.
Yeah.
I find the defendant,
Baron
Barracuda,
Not guilty.
guilty.
Oh,
Hey! Oh, boy! Great!
Didn't waste any time there.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm proud of you, matey.
It was nothing really. I saw my duty, and as a public-spirited fish, I
He's
did.
talking from the bottom of
Now,
his
Cindy,
belly.
you
He
can
is.
give the pearl to Diver
Yeah.
Dan to show his captain.
as a public-spirited
Why don't
fish.
you present it to him, Minerva? Now that the trial is over,
Yeah, give it
Dan
to
can
him.
come here and meet you.
No, no, no. Take the pearl to him
Oh, come
and give
on.
him this as a token of my gratitude for all that he has done for us.
Anything you say, Miss Minerva.
This is, I
I'll be
actually
back soon.
appreciate the fact that instead of coming up with some,
Diver Dan may just follow Finley back here to see me. I'll leave right now. Oh, but first, let
But-
us decide what
Yeah.
to do with the
Right.
Baron. He should be
You
put
guys
in
would hit it
jail.
off so well.
I'll build a jail for him. Me help him, you.
what the, why did he, why did he talk it?
Yeah.
And Ivory says, and besides, I can't move.
Finley.
Yeah.
What was the verdict?
The Baron's been
Maybe
found guilty.
she's emotionally
They're
unavailable.
putting him in
Yeah.
jail, Dan. And Miss
Because he'll hit on
Minerva's
me.
case, you can
That's
have the pearl now. She also wants
these
to give you
human
this.
men are all the same.
It's a shell necklace as a gift for all you've done for us.
That's very kind of her.
Oh, gee, wow,
I
thanks.
wish I could meet her. Oh, Finley, about the pearl. You can give it back to Ozzy.
You mean
Yeah,
the
Ivory,
captain
they're not
doesn't want it?
compatible.
Well, I never had a chance to tell him about it. You remember the picture I took of Horace?
Hope I didn't break your camera.
Gee, looks just like you, Horace.
Now it's all
Makes me
soggy
look
and
a
just,
bit fat,
ruined,
don't you
but
think?
The important thing is, the captain took one look at the picture and really
know-
got excited.
Why?
Horace is an extinct fish.
I'm not extinct.
damn.
I'm Horace.
Sure don't look extinct to
Yeah,
me.
hello, hungry,
Sounds
I'm
as if
dead.
Coral reef is one.
Yeah.
What is all this extinct business anyway?
And he's right here.
What is all this extinct business about?
When I took this picture up to the ship,
I wonder why they
and was
became
developed
extinct.
and processed, Our scientist on board took a good look at it.
Yes, and?
Yeah, tell me too.
Our scientist is Dr. Emil Harpoon, whose specialty is prehistoric
Emil
ichthyology.
Harpoon.
Come again?
He's a famous authority on fish of long ago, and he says that this fish was thought to have been extinct, to have disappeared. No fish such as this has been seen for hundreds of years.
I've been down here all the time.
Since Horace is such a rare species, he's worth more to the scientific world than any gold or pearls.
Wow.
I
What about the mermaid?
Horace is right to be suspicious.
I've been assigned to find this fish and to take him to the ship, so that we can take him to an aquarium for all the world to see.
No, Horace, they're going to slice you up. And...
Now, the problem is, will Horace go along with you or not?
You'll be famous,
do
Horace.
Oh, my. First the judge.
Don't want to be
Well, Horace just came to visit,
Celebrity.
and they put all this pressure on him.
You better take your time thinking over, matey.
And say, while you're thinking it over, aren't you afraid the Baron might escape again? Perhaps we should get over there right now.
Well, don't worry about the Baron.
Too late.
The Sea Scout is keeping a sharp eye on him.
Alone? Just the Sea Scout?
Oh, afraid so.
Hey, only that dopey Sea Scout on guard. Now's my chance. While they're gabbing about Horace,
Get Bruce
maybe I
the
can
shark.
rescue the boy.
Yeah, what have you decided, matey? You gonna go up with this diving feller? It's your decision. This is a free ocean, you know. Decisions. I never faced so many decisions in all my life.
Yeah. Horace is the most interesting
Once again,
character.
Horace must make up his mind. Should he go up with Dan or remain behind? It's a problem for Horace and for Diver Dan, too.
Screw fame.
If Horace says no, what will Dan do?
Take the pearl. Dan's the villain now?
Yeah. Dan will pull out the sample suction tube. And,
That's where you'll find Diver Dan.
this took a change of direction. I want to say before we go on, I want to pause and say that what I was trying to say before, but there was so much good dialogue I had to stop and listen. I actually appreciate the fact that instead of coming up with these contrived misunderstandings and mistaken identities where the mermaid and Diver Dan keep missing each other, the writers said the writers have the mermaid straight up saying, "No, I don't want to meet him."
Right. Like, nope.
Which I think is kind of refreshing. Okay, we'll catch up with Bullwinkle. At least I think we're supposed to. What's going on here? Oh,
It looks like journey's end at last for our heroes. Seeking the magic mooseberry bush, a plant that produces a secret rocket fuel ingredient, our heroes have traveled to
Remember the rocket
Pennsylvania,
fuel?
the only place in the world where mooseberries still grow. However, as they approached the dock, they saw a rather unusual reception committee.
Look, Rock, they're greeting us with open arms.
Yeah, but look what's in their hands. I don't like this, Bullwinkle.
Our friends didn't know that the reception committee was really waiting for Boris Badenov, their archenemy, but then neither did Boris.
It's good to be back among old friends, Natasha.
If those are friends, I'd hate to meet your enemies.
There must be some mistake. Hello, it is I, Boris Badenov, your #1 pinup spy.
I think your rating has dropped, darling.
They couldn't do this to me. Get me central control. Hello, fearless leader is Boris.
Boris who?
Boris Badenov.
Must be some mistake. We got no spy named Badenov.
You do too. It's me.
We used to have Nebish named Badenov, but he was executed yesterday.
What?
It says so in paper.
But I'm Badenov.
Oh, my mistake. I pick up tomorrow's paper.
Oh,
well, what's one day?
Damn. I picked up tomorrow's.
Hello?
Wow.
You're not kidding, darling.
How could they do this to me? After 20 years of lying, cheating, double-crossing, and backbiting, they don't like me anymore. Come on, you! When are you in
Look at this character with the Napoleon hat with the pirate logo.
I don't know who else they
the Jolly Roger on it.
Why don't we check with our next door neighbor, Sir Thomas Lippenboreth, millionaire yachtsman?
Hey, swell!
And our two friends headed right for the spies.
Bullwinkle actually remembered that phony
Just get
name.
to central control, I could explain everything.
But how you going to get past the mob on the dock?
Oh, yeah. Who's afraid of a little mob? I am. They come for me.
Who's there?
Oh, it's just us, Lady Alice. Oh, we were just wondering if you could give us some tips on how to get along with the natives.
Yeah, they seem pretty restless.
But of course, old bean.
There's a mob of people out there, Sir Thomas.
Yeah, and they're after us.
They after you? Oh, yes, of course, old chap. They jolly well don't like foreigners, you know. Yankee go home, all that sort of thing.
But, darling...
Shut up your mouth, Lady Alice. Now, you chaps got only one chance to get into country.
How's that, Sir Thomas?
Oh, well, it's a disguise.
Disguise?
Certainly. Step this way.
And behind the screen, Boris quickly disguised our heroes. Oddly enough, when he was finished, they looked remarkably like an undisguised Boris and Natasha.
There. All right. What?
This mustache tickles.
Oh,
A bit of all right. What?
And Boris led our heroes to the gangplank.
Well, cheerio and people chappies, and good luck. You'll need it.
Goodbye, Sir Thomas.
Gee, he's a good old millionaire yachtsman.
Look, Fedor, is them? Let's see. Badenoff is short, check. Mustache, check. Dark glasses, check. Travels with beautiful lady spy, check.
Oh, boy, she's knockout. Dig those crazy earrings.
Okay, grab them.
Uh-oh, Lucky. Something must have gone wrong.
Cheer up, Bullwinkle. Maybe they're taking us to meet the mayor.
I don't think that's the key to the city he's holding.
Don't miss our next exciting episode, Ask Me Another, or Heads, You Lose.
Wow, that was good. I liked that one.
That
was exciting. I had to say again, we've made a note of this before. You can tell that Paul Frees and June Foray were having great fun.
Oh yeah,
with those voices. The whole Boris Badenoff thing was just a tour de force by Paul Frees. Nothing else in the world sounds like Boris Badenoff.
No,
it's completely unique. Okay. Mike sent me, as I was saying, he sent me a collection of awful cartoons. Tell us what you had in mind. It was St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah, I wanted to do a little St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to give a little something good, something medium, and something bad, and I think I found that right balance.
Really?
The good, obviously, is going to be the one short from Warner Brothers. That's actually quite good. The medium probably would be the real Ghostbusters or the Rankin Bass. And the bad would be, depending on what you consider, probably the Ghostbusters and Rankin Bass.
Yeah. Carol says, I love the newspaper bit. Yeah, that was funny. That was, you had to be listening to catch that. That was funny and horrifying. Gallows humor, I guess you would call it. Okay, right. I'm going to play them in alphabetical order. They fell into an order that I kind of like here. So we're going to start with an episode of Extreme Ghostbusters, which we've not seen here before. And for those of you who don't know,
there's the reason.
It was kind of a spiritual sequel series to the real Ghostbusters from the 80s that was published, that was released in the 90s. Really interesting design. A well-designed show, not entertaining. I'd never found it entertaining, but it was really interesting designed. But before we go on, Bridget Panda came in on D-Live, says, love Ghostbusters. Hi, Bridget. How'd you find this stream? Always glad to see new people come in. Always glad when new people say hello, and always impressed when people are using D-Live. Before we go on, though, I want to remind everyone that we are a nonprofit. We are raising money. Here's the list of things of our monthly expenses. Our goal every weekend is $100. We have $10 so far from Ivory. You can see there the $10 on the list there. And you can donate by PayPal at that address right there, or you can click on, there's a clickable link in the Twitch chat that you can use. Bridget Panda says, through a really good friend, Chris, and hello. We know a couple of Chris's. So try to let us know which Chris you're talking about. And word of mouth is good. Word of mouth is always a good contact. But let's get started with Extreme Ghostbusters. Oh, Mike.
Murphy, I need you to clean out that office and back. Consider it done.
Mike,
Mr.
thank you for the
O'Malley.
donation.
The club wants the restoration finished by Monday. They got some kind of party plan.
Of course they do. It's St. Patty's Day. What have we got here?
Uh-oh.
Oh, so clumsy.
Murphy, is it now? Now, Murphy, I'm not an unreasonable sort, so we'll give you a chance to make good. Where is it?
Where's what?
Ah, no, it's games we're playing, is it?
I'm Irish and I can't do any of this, so don't ask.
Is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it safe?
So this is how it's going to be, is it?
Ouch.
Take commands, Gold. There's the devil to pay.
The one thing I remember about this show is the opening montage. And you'll see what I mean about the interesting design.
That's right.
So 90s. Don't cross the streams. Extreme. Everything was extreme.
Yeah. Carissa says, I totally used to watch this. It's terrible.
Sir.
Yeah.
Bridget says she shared our channel. Thank you.
Heaven help you, Mr. O'Toole.
Ivory says if you set up boosting the channel, it can get bumped to more visibility. Yeah, Ivory, I looked into that.
On Celtic folklore.
I looked into that after you mentioned it last week. That's not available to us.
Traditionally used to imprison supernatural creatures.
Remind me to explain.
Unless the
Remind me
circle
to
is
explain
broken.
later.
When I heard the commotion, I came running. And then I thought I saw somebody, a real little guy.
Can you describe him?
Not really. It was like he was here and then he wasn't.
Sounds like a leprechaun. If you look away or blink, they're gone.
What book you read that in?
She ID'd the
Actually,
leprechaun
it was the back of
immediately.
the cereal box.
Yeah.
Based upon its density, hue, and structure, I'd say this stone is not indigenous to North America. In fact, I believe it's a fragment of the Blarney Stone.
I know all about that. You touch it, and it gives you the gift of gab.
Of course,
and a whole
it's
mess
always
of
the
good luck.
Blarney Stone.
Yeah.
I read cereal boxes too.
Give me a break. There is no such thing as luck.
Boys and girls, we've got an emergency call.
Easy, Mr. O'Toole. Easy. Whatever the problem is, jumping is not the answer.
He's not trying to jump, officer. He's trying to get away from something.
Get it away.
On three.
Alfonso Ribeiro does the voice of Roland Jackson in this.
Ain't afraid of no.
And Slimer is voiced by Billy West. And Tara Strong too.
Is that Tara Strong talking right there?
I believe so. Yeah, she plays Kylie.
Okay.
And that is that.
You don't
Billy West,
understand.
the
It's the little green
hardest
guy.
working man in cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Oh, he has a list.
And Egon is voiced by Maurice LaMarche.
He's the guy who did the
brain,
the real Ghostbusters as well, right?
I believe so.
It's
Yeah.
a leprechaun. What tipped you off?
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm himself, of course, and I'm only up to getting back what's mine. And I'll grant you the favor of a warning. Stay out of my way, or I'll curse you with enough bad luck for a dozen lifetimes.
Ooh, bad luck. I'm shaking in my chair. Come on, short stuff. Hit me with your best shot.
All right, my bucko. Since you asked.
Challenging a leprechaun.
Where'd he
That's a
go?
bad idea.
We looked away.
Yeah.
Garrett, you all right? Didn't feel a thing.
So, you feel anything yet?
Hey, Edwina, there's no such thing as bad luck. Look out!
Hey, man, just keep your distance from me, okay?
Come on, guys. We gotta get this burnt toast back to Egon for analysis.
Burnt toast.
These charred fragments are definitely whole wheat.
So it was literally burnt toast. Okay.
According to
Yeah.
Irish legend, burnt bread or mistletoe were often
I
given to
want him to say
sacrificial
Pinky.
victims.
Just say Pinky.
You get anywhere with your analysis of the Blarney Stone?
Yes, and I think I may have isolated a
The thing about
quantifiable
folklore and
component to its
superstition
makeup that can counteract
is
the
that
leprechaun's
the
paranormal
people who wrote
abilities.
That gift of
those
gab must be
ancient
starting to
tomes,
kick in.
they
Just
also
more
got
language
their
talk.
information off of
He's
cereal
talking
boxes.
about using the Blarney Stone to create synthetic luck. Huh?
I wouldn't go so far as to call it luck. Let's just say that this stone seems to possess psychokinetic properties that can affect causality specific to the leprechaun.
Give it those to Garrett. Maybe it'll take the leprechaun's bad luck jinx off of him.
Give it a rest.
Well, good luck to Slimeball anyhow.
We
There
know
was,
the leprechaun's victims have all been Irish.
There was
but
one
why these
specific
particular
artist whose name I
people?
can't
And
think
more
of who
importantly,
designed
who's
the look of
next?
this show. He's the same guy who did the design work on the Men in Black cartoon, and also the 1998 Godzilla cartoon. Which the only thing good about all three of those cartoons was the design work, and it was all one guy. I can't think of his name. Mike is gonna find it, I'm sure.
Phil Barlow.
It sounds familiar, but
Evan Mack.
Art is a sad day when a son
Helen
of
Mayer,
Aaron forgets
Don
his
Greer.
own heritage. For 'tis said,
Thomas
when there's
Perkins.
3 raps at the door,
Dave
but no
Williams.
one's there, it's a sign that your time has come.
I'm looking.
Ivory says she's enjoying this. Oh, someone named Pewall came in,
Guys, sounds like our little green friend again.
also on DLive.
Where is it
Thanks for
then?
coming in.
Where's what? Oh, don't go simple on me, laddie. Save your spindly neck while I'm still in a charitable mood.
I tell you, I don't know what you're talking about.
Then you're a scoundrel and deserving of the
Oh,
fate
he's
that's
making this guy
about to
play a live
befall ya.
Punch-Out.
You really shouldn't go with him, Egon. You know how stiff your joints have been lately.
I'm not going with them. I'm going back to the
That's
Sons
rough.
of Aaron building.
Could you use some help?
Sure he could. Why don't you take Garrett with you? He's a
Janine.
jinx.
I'll jinx you, goat boy.
There's no scientific basis for luck. It doesn't exist.
Like the lady said.
So the Leprechaun is doing the same thing the Ghostbusters are doing. He's got a... He's just catching humans with his little ghost trap. So see, he's got a
Oh, how
list.
the tables are turned.
That list he's got is of people that he needs to catch, not people that he's already caught.
Put that pot down.
Now, what's the pretty Colleen hiding?
This.
Oh, silly girl. You have to catch me before the old Blarney has any effect. And what you can't see, You got catch?
I'm not looking away. I'm not even gonna blink. Now hand that thing over.
Sure, sure. Here you are. Let's not do anything rash now.
What?
Hey, he's small. Leprechauns are jerks, man.
Will ghost traps even work on a leprechaun?
I don't know. It's not an apparition.
Yeah, they're not
What was all that
ectoplasmic.
preening and boasting about
At
not
least-
blinking there?
See, we're using the BS supernatural terminology.
Anyone know the effects of proton beams on
Superman
Jinx's
can't help
teammates?
either. Superman can't use him.
Guys, it
Use
was an
his
accident.
weakness is magic.
Oh,
Magic,
man,
yeah.
you don't buy into this
Yep.
bad luck garbage, do you?
I didn't.
Murphy, O'Toole, McTavish.
You believe these people?
Pinky.
Never throw out nothing.
Wait a second.
You guys, you're
They
totally
have a helicopter?
I was about to say, there's a
Face it,
helicopter
dude,
pad
You're bad
on
news.
top of
A
it.
double whammy. Not approved for public use.
Maybe
All
it's
we're
for
saying
Hercules
is maybe you
Lance.
should
Maybe
take
that
a
was
little
what
time
it's
off.
for.
But they're
So
still in
that's
the
how
same
it is,
old
huh?
firehouse
Okay,
building.
fine. There's only one thing to do when your own teammates stab you in the back. Eat.
Well, yeah.
I found some background data on our leprechaun. The files indicate that he was inadvertently brought over from Ireland at the turn of the century. Unlike most leprechauns who were at
There's
worst
records of that?
mischievous, this one was pure
No.
evil. He terrorized much of the city's Irish population, bringing about hardship and a spate of what some would call
Bad luck.
It says
So
here that
because
the
he's in the
officers
book,
of the
he can
Sons of
file a
Aaron
libel
Club
suit.
were the ones who
Great.
trapped him inside the Mystic Circle, sealed with a fragment of the Blarney Stone. The leprechaun is going after the descendants of the people that imprisoned him.
But it seems like he's after something more than just revenge.
he is.
Something
After the Sons
more.
of Aaron captured the leprechaun, they used his gold to feed hungry immigrant children. Now he wants it back.
But his descendants wouldn't know anything about the gold.
We're not dealing with a rational creature here. These surnames match the victims, and there's only one left.
McShane. You don't think
Not Ian
the
McShane.
mayor?
No.
The mayor.
Janine, can you do a computer search on...
Not Lovejoy.
And apparently, Mayor McShane's great-great-grandfather was a founding member of the Sons of Aaron.
You don't understand. This leprechaun's got a personal vendetta against you.
The only danger around here is you people. What, you got tired of inventing ghosts? Now it's leprechauns?
You better keep a close eye on him, Jensen.
In about 8 hours, all of New York will be able to keep an eye on him. He's riding the main float in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. Good
So,
night.
the next generation of Ghostbusters still have a problem with the
Now
city.
what?
We help him whether he wants it or not. Stakeout.
Wait, did I just drive into the house?
What happened to you?
Oh, let's see. Nearly got run over, fell in mud, dropped half my pizza. Here, I saved you a slice. Any progress on that synthetic Blarney Stone gunk?
Yes. Earlier, I isolated an ionic particle. It should have a detrimental effect on the leprechaun.
Like,
You
even
got
though
me.
this is, what,
You
10
gotta
years
help me.
after the
This
original
bad luck is
Ghostbusters,
real.
the animation is, like,
Everything I
worse.
do is a disaster.
How that could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Egon?
I see the problem. I'll work on it.
In the 90s, there were actually some really innovative Saturday morning cartoons. I'll do a 90s theme thing someday.
Done. It should adversely affect the causality
You know what?
matrix
Let's
of
do
the
it next week.
leprechaun.
So the leprechaun will be a bad
Why
luck
wait?
magnet.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Oh no.
The goo.
There's barely enough to load one proton gun.
Oh, that's it. I'm gonna lock myself up in the basement and
That's
never
not
come
luck,
out.
that's carelessness. That's...
No, wait. I prepared this
Self-fulfilling
earlier.
prophecy.
It's a derivative
Ah.
byproduct of the formula. It should reverse the negative causality effect of the
Derivative
shillelagh
byproduct.
emanation.
What?
Adjective, adjective, adjective.
more bad
Just drink
luck?
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did he tell him
it's,
to drink
oh.
it?
I didn't feel anything.
Toss the beaker into the air and catch it.
Yeah.
him back.
He faked them. Who's that?
Raspberry soda?
Grape.
Yeah.
Grape soda is awesome.
Yes, yes, I'm coming.
If I had been the one asking the question, my next word would have been Shasta.
What an entrance for the parade. Hang on, driver. I'm gonna change.
You
Do you
won't
remember-
be needing any finery where you're
Do you remember
going.
New Grape?
Don't you know a death coach when you see one?
Oh, it's vaguely...
There was a grape soda I used to drink in the 70s called New Grape.
Sounds really familiar. Let me look it up.
I remember it being a lot stronger tasting, a lot more grapier
Nice and
than
cozy, are we?
Yeah.
than generic Shasta grape.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, and you
Right.
grape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember this.
Hey, you guys, get up.
Bridget says she's enjoying the show. That's good.
Nice going, Eduardo.
It's called a stakeout.
You slept through your shift.
Only the last part of it.
I demand you slow down. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Oh, don't I now? Tell me, me boyo. Where's me gold?
Gold? What gold? Look, if it's money you want, we could work out a deal.
Oh, a deal is it now? Ha! If ever a man deserved his cruel fate, 'tis yourself.
Well, I was just looking up the guy who's doing the voice of Eduardo,
Then you're gonna need my
and I
help.
looked at his
I've got my luck back.
credits, and there was
Packing
a
heads on Leprechaun
Spaceballs
heat,
cartoon.
and I'm on my way.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember a Spaceballs cartoon. My God.
Yeah, he did the voice of Lone Star. 2008, 2009.
Really?
Yep. The guy's name is Reno Romano. He also did the voice of Batman from the Batman TV series in 2004, 2008. It was that cartoon kind of like in between.
When was the Spaceballs movie? That was 80s, right?
87, I think.
So it's like 20 years after.
Yeah, who's going to remember that?
Yeah.
Except folks like us. Yeah. Yeah, Reno Romano has quite a career.
Now there's a sight to make a wee man humble.
He did need live action stuff.
Steal me gold, will they? Then a dear price shall they pay.
What is this supposed to be a
Big trouble,
statue
guys.
of?
And I stress the word big.
What is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
Don't leave the task half finished. Dance a jig on the rascals. Yahoo!
He also did the voice of Spider-Man and
Met
Spider-Man
the enemy,
Unlimited.
And he is sludge.
And he was in the Godzilla cartoon, too.
I can
Okay.
see this requires me personal attention.
Ivory says I'm having second thoughts. Yeah. this isn't going anywhere really.
No.
Trying to ruin all my fun. Not a very sporting
There's no
thing to
surprise
do.
Extreme Ghostbusters lasted one
Endangering
season.
innocent
Yeah.
lives.
It delights me to say you blinked.
Keep your eyes on him.
I'm trying.
Blinked again. A poor excuse for brawlers you are. First, always watch your back. 'Tis an enjoyable game we're playing, but it's time to end it. Oh, barely felt it, me boyo.
Don't worry, boyo. You will.
He kind of looks like if Mock from Rock and Roll was a leprechaun. You know?
Mock
Yeah,
from
Scrooge
Rock and Roll.
McDuck.
Yeah.
Egon synthetic bad luck goop.
Right in the face. Damn. I don't understand how that works.
Okay, so the humans are automatically released.
Yes, that's right. It was all a St. Patrick's Day prank cooked up by a few of my aides. I'm afraid it got a little out of
Did
hand.
you do cocaine or something?
Fortunately, I was able to put a stop to it before anyone got hurt.
You believe that? Yeah. We save a guy I'd never even vote for, and he comes out smelling like a rose. All a rotten luck. You're lucky I don't plug those little chinny hairs off your face, goat boy.
Oh, wow. God, that was rude. Now, see in the closing credits here, you can see some of the artist's drawings.
Now we get to listen to Mock.
Yeah.
Iggy Pop.
Okay. Yeah, Mel Blanc. Yeah, that was a good quality cartoon. Directed by Chuck Jones. Mel Blanc got. He didn't do every voice in Warner Brothers cartoons, but he got the only credit because that was in his contract.
His voice characterizations.
Yeah, he before Warner Brothers signed him into an exclusive contract, I don't think any voice actors got credits. He was not the original voice of Porky Pig. The original voice of Porky Pig was a radio comedian who actually stuttered. So when people today think that Porky Pig's stuttering voice is insulting to people who stutter, well, no, the guy who did the original voice actually did stutter. That was his voice. And then the guy either died or retired, but then when Mel Blanc got the exclusive contract, like Mel Blanc was the original voice of Woody Woodpecker over at the Walter Lantz cartoons, and he was doing voices for other cartoons. But then after the first few Woody Woodpecker cartoons, then Walter Lantz's wife started doing the voice of Woody Woodpecker, and it's because Warner Brothers signed Mel Blanc to an exclusive contract, so he would do voices exclusively for them. And Mel Blanc was really, he became really famous on television. He was a regular on the Jack Benny program. So people back in the 1950s knew his voice from the cartoons and also knew his face from television. He was all over television in the 1950s, and we forget that today. But yeah, he was never the voice of Elmer Fudd. That was a guy named Arthur Q. Bryan. And one of the things that I showed when we had the retail space, one of the things that I showed on the big TV was the What's Opera Doc cartoon, where Bugs and Elmer sing the Wagner. And it really is amazing when you stop and think that Mel Blanc and Arthur Q. Bryan sang those parts. They didn't bring in opera singers for that. Those two guys sang Wagner. And Javier came in. He says, "Hi guys, maybe for a future Bad Saturday Morning Spider-Man 67." We showed one of those once. We had a superhero theme thing, and one someday I said during that episode, you remember this, Mike? I said someday there are 2 episodes of that show that were actually reused episodes of Rocket Robin Hood, and I want to show the different versions back to back. So yeah, we'll get back to Spider-Man.
Good point.
Yeah. But yeah, Mel Blanc was also the voice of Barney Rubble on the Flintstones. And he recorded almost the entire first season, I think, of the Flintstones, the first or the second, from a hospital bed because he was in a terrible car accident, and he did a full season of Barney Rubble voice from a hospital bed. He was badly hurt. He was in a coma for a while. And here's a story that I learned only recently. This is amazing. He was in a coma. They couldn't tell if he was responsive or not. They couldn't tell if he was hearing anything they were saying. His son, the doctors would talk to him. His wife would talk to him. They could never get a response from him. His son came in and had the brilliant idea to, instead of talking to Mel, to talk to Bugs Bunny. And he's saying, "Hi Bugs, how you doing?" And clear as a bell, Mel Blanc, still with his eyes closed and still unconscious, said, "Yeah, what's up, Doc?" So he would have entire conversations with Bugs Bunny with Mel Blanc in a coma. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. And Angela came in. She says, "I can't hang out because I got errands, but wanted to at least host." Oh, you're gonna host? Okay, you're gonna host on your show. Okay, good. Yeah. She just hosted. Oh, that's what just came up on the thing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that.
Buck Rogers, yeah.
Yeah. Angela, you should actually come in and co-host one of our movies sometimes. I realized this week that 50th Street is overdue for a 12-hour bad movie marathon. I could bring some people in maybe to host individual movies. And somebody pointed out that he was the voice of Mel Blanc was the voice of Tweaky on the Buck Rogers TV show.
Yep.
Everybody hates Tweaky. But yeah, he had a tremendously long and varied career.
I mean, he got the voice. Probably his voice led to Bugs Bunny being named the greatest cartoon character of all time.
Yeah.
And not even close. Like, Mickey Mouse, but
yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like? I mean, like, who hates Bugs Bunny? He's such a friendly guy as long as you don't mess with him. Let him sing. Let him tend to his garden. Let him eat some carrots.
There was a friend of mine that he told me the story. He was texting with a young niece of his about 10 years ago. A little girl, like 8 or 10 years old, and she said something. She said something that made him think of Bugs Bunny, and he said, and he made an Elmer Fudd joke. He texted her some reference to Elmer Fudd, and she said, "You know a guy named Elmer? That's sad." And he said, No, Elmer Fudd, the cartoon character. She says, "What are you talking about?" And and he said, from the Bugs Bunny cartoons. And she said, "Who's that?" I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sheltered Life.
Yeah, he tried to explain, and she was like, "Oh, you mean that big gray rabbit I see in the advertisements at Walmart?" So he had no idea who Bugs Bunny was. And that was alarming. I found that actually really alarming. But yeah, Mel Blanc did almost all the voices at Warner Bros. The occasional female voice, of course, he didn't do. That was if there was a woman's voice, it was almost always Bea Benaderet or June Foray. And
he did do the voice of Tweety Bird, which makes you think maybe Tweety's actually a boy. I was always as a kid trying to figure out if Tweety was a boy or a girl.
That never occurred to me. I never thought of that. Carol is screaming in horror. The loss of culture.
To not have baseball bugs in your life seems like a very drab and droll life.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like my favorite.
But the thing is, I'm quite sure if you had mentioned Tiny Toons, she would have said, "Oh yeah, I know that." Like there was something I did back. This is like 5 years ago now. I got a couple of young cosplayers to go see the Mystery Science Theater live show in Portland. And afterwards, we recorded a discussion video because I wanted to see these young kids reacting to Mystery Science Theater. They had never heard of Mystery Science Theater, and I was astonished. But then, as we talked about it, I mentioned Riff Tracks because all of those guys at Riff Tracks came from Mystery Science Theater, and they were like, "Oh, we know Riff Tracks," and I was like, "Really? You know Riff Tracks? You didn't know that those guys came from Mystery Science Theater?" I said, "No." Anyway.
It's kind of like knowing Paul McCartney and the Wings, but not knowing the Beatles.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Wings. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wings.
Oh yeah.
Band on the Run. Yeah.
Oh, you mean that guy that sang with Michael Jackson? Yeah.
Yeah. The Say. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Say. I was thinking Ebony and Ivory.
That's good.
Yeah, screaming.
Oh,
again.
Ebony and Ivory.
Carol
Ebony and Ivory was with Stevie Wonder.
Oh, was it
That one? No. Yeah, we don't listen to that one.
Yeah, that's
Say. Yes, we like Say.
You know, I heard
Ivory,
before we get back to the thing, we need to get back because I'm wasting a lot of time here.
Yeah.
But I remember Paul McCartney saying that when he was doing those recordings with Michael Jackson, he was explaining to Michael how copyright works and how he and John Lennon didn't own any of their songs. They didn't own the copyrights to any of their songs. Those were owned by corporations, and that the copyrights were set to expire, and that anyone who could afford to buy the copyrights to the Beatles songs could, because there would basically be an auction, a copyright auction. And Michael Jackson laughed and joked about how he told him, "I'm going to buy all your songs." And then when later that year or when the auction was held, Michael Jackson bought all the Beatles songs, and Paul McCartney was furious. He never forgave Michael Jackson for that because he wanted to buy them.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
You know, both of them had enough money. It was just the opportunity.
The Beatles songs are still owned by the Michael Jackson estate, by the way. It's a nightmare. What a nightmare. Anyway, let's get back into the TV room.
Sorry.
We're gonna watch a Christmas cartoon. I was reading just last night about The Honeymooners, where Art Carney famously played the character Ed Norton. But I learned last night that the Ed Norton character's full name is Edward Lillywhite Norton. His middle name is Lillywhite.
Kind of like when we find out what Dumbledore's full name is. Like he has 3 middle names, and one of them is Brian. Which I theorize that's his mother kind of dropping that in there around all of his other, like Wolfric, whatever, is her way of saying, hey, remember, you're still my son. So one of your middle names is Brian. His mom's influence right there.
Yeah. Okay, we've got one more thing to watch. Thank you again, Mike, for that donation. We got 40 from Mike. Mike donates frequently, and you're one of the co-hosts. You don't have to do that. I always tell you that, but
that's okay.
Yeah.
His full name is Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore.
And he always knew his mom was mad at him when she would yell the full name.
Yeah, like it was like a complete sentence with subject, verb, noun.
Yeah, and we got $10 from Ivory. Again, thank you, Ivory. We've got 8 people watching. Everybody say hello. Everybody who's watching, please let us know. Let us know you're here. We'll be before we watch our final cartoon. Just another reminder that we do need donations. We're at $50. That's half of our $100 goal for the day. Excuse me. And we'll be back next week with a special of Saturday morning cartoons from the 1990s. I already know what I'm going to show. I was just thinking, there's a tremendous light in the next room. It's the sun.
It's a rainbow.
Right. The sun is so rare up here in the Seattle area. I'm like, what is that tremendous light? Oh, it's the sun.
Here comes the sun.
Yeah.
It's all right.
What was I talking about? Oh, next weekend I'll show Saturday morning cartoons from the 1990s, and it'll be unusual, really innovative animation, because there were a few in the 1990s. I had mostly stopped watching Saturday.
Is innovative. Innovative.
Yeah.
All the British.
Ivory says that we just now got hit with a blizzard. Where are you, Ivory? What part of the country are you in? You're in the Midwest somewhere, right? But But yeah, well, 1990s. I'll come up with
Denver. Yep.
with Denver. Okay.
I have a sister who lives just south of Denver in Littleton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I actually know some people in. Oh, I can't believe I forgot the name of this town. Is it the town where the where the school massacre happened? It's named after the flower.
Yeah. Geez, I don't remember tragedies well.
You can't think of it either. But I actually, Columbine, that's right, Ivory, Columbine.
Columbine, yep.
I actually knew some people in Columbine, and when that happened, I called them.
Wow.
I'll say, is everybody all right up there? Anyway, I probably shouldn't even have mentioned that. But anyway, the next weekend I'll come up with 3 good innovative cartoons from the 1990s. The 1990s were a bad time for Saturday morning cartoons, but there was some innovative stuff and some innovative stuff, Mike, that I will show you. And I will mention one of them that I've mentioned before. One of them will be Reboot, for those of you who remember Reboot. One of the most interesting cartoons ever made. Okay, let's get on with the final thing here. This is Carissa Says Love Reboot. Yeah, it was a great cartoon. He said, "Oh my God, fingers," because she was mistyping everything. The last thing we're going to see here is a latter-day Warner Brothers cartoon, something from the 1960s, when they returned. They were doing a more limited type of animation, like television animation, but these were still theatrical cartoons. These are still being released theatrically, but they look like television cartoons. And I've never really watched any of these. The character here is Merlin the Magic Mouse, right? Is that his name? I'm familiar. Right. I'm familiar with the character. I've never seen a Merlin the Magic Mouse cartoon, but there was a whole new cast of Warner Brothers characters from the 1960s Warner Brothers cartoons. All of them are forgotten. They're entirely forgotten. And that was in those days. That was the time when they were making those awful Daffy Duck, Speedy Gonzales cartoons. The worst pairing of lead characters ever. And Second Banana. I don't even know that character. Larry Storch. Wow. Okay. That opening and closing theme, by the way, with that wonky W shape with the rotating lines, and the music too is actually a throwback to the 1930s.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
That's the same music and the same logo that Warner Brothers used in the early sound era. And you never see those. They never show those anymore. But that was not original. If you're thinking it sounds and looks terrible, well, it did back in the 30s. Warner Brothers should be ashamed. Warner Brothers, it's a corporation. There's no shame going on there.
They're like, where's shame in that?
Yeah. Okay.
That's the green. They had the green.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it, folks. Thank you, Mike, for
that's all, folks.
For co-hosting, and for curating.
Thanks for having me
today. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, we had a good time talking through it. They were short, thankfully. They were all short. Yeah.
That was the aim. That was the aim.
And we'll be back next Saturday morning with Reboot and some other 1990s specials to show you. And then at the end of the month, last Saturday of the month, the 27th, I'll have a double feature, a movie double feature. I know what I'm going to show. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to show. I'm not going to give you any hints yet, but watch your email. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you to the two people who came in, the two new people who came in on DLive. Are you still there? Let's see. Looks like one of them is. We are not streaming on Periscope, it looks like. The last few weeks we've been not streaming on Periscope, and I keep forgetting to check what the error is. But Periscope is still working. Periscope is still out there. They told us they were going to shut it down, but it's still working.
So Ivory was asking if you're taking any requests for the movie Marathon.
Am I taking any requests for the marathon? I'll listen to any requests. If you want to make requests, you go ahead. I'll probably say no, but I'll listen. I'm thinking what I'll do for the marathon is I think I'll pick half of them will be ones that we've seen before and that we had fun watching, and the other half will be stuff we've not seen. Space Master X7, you mentioned that before. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look that up.
Neither am I.
Space Master X7. Okay, I'll put that in.
No Chargeman Ken marathons. No. No. That's all I say no to.
I could
Everything
probably
else, wide open.
Come up with 12 hours of Chargeman Ken. I think there's probably enough episodes.
No.
There's like 170 of them or something like that.
You just repeat the same one over and over again, you get the same results.
Okay. Ivory says
Sadness.
Ivory says that Space Master X7 has a one of a kind monster. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. I might use that one. Yeah. That's actually a good suggestion. Often people will say they'll want to make a request, and I'll say, okay, what is it? And then they'll request something that I either can't show, or I'll be like, no way would I show that.
Yeah.
Binging, yeah. I definitely want to do a 12-hour marathon, maybe first week of April. And I'll try to get co-hosts for each one of the movies, or maybe two of the movies. I'll definitely show a couple of the ones that we saw in the last Bad Movie Marathon, like what was it called? Creation of the Humanoids.
I was thinking of that one.
That weird thing that everybody strangely liked somehow.
Yeah. It scratched an itch that they didn't even know they had, right?
Yeah. And the Brain Eaters, I think I'll show the Brain Eaters. That one that was started off like Body Snatchers, and then it ended up with a space wizard inside that shell thing. Weird. Okay. Thank you again, everybody. We'll see you next week, and thank you again, Mike. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.